Hello, Jenna here. So we had touched on what is leaky gut, and we're going to continue the series. And leaky gut, as we went over in the last video, it is when the lines of defense within your small intestines has been broken down and is now allowing permeability for foreign objects into the bloodstream. So the lines of defense are broken, creating a hole or gap, uh, allowing larger particles, fillers, undigested foods, undigested proteins to get into the bloodstream and cause a response. So a leaky gut syndrome. So then the next question really comes in of what causes leaky gut? How does somebody get it? So the first thing I want to kind of address is think about the immune system. So that's your first line of defense for anything, correct? So like if you're getting a cold, increase your immune system. If you have an infection, increase your immune system. We're always coming back when we want the body in a repair state, a healing state, to really focus on the immune system. And your gut is really no different. So we've touched on the microbiome, and I'm going to go into a lot of details of that later. But that is like the health of your GI and your immune system. That's containing the organisms and the acidity or the pH of your GI, how it's breaking down nutrients, how it's utilizing the nutrients, the whole 9 yards. When your immune system is compromised, it also compromises the permeability or the stability of your GI. Main factors that I see over and over again, and it's really a cascade effect, which I will go to again in another video, but limes and mold are huge. There's a constant wear and tear on the immune system from an external source that uses a lot of extra nutrients, a lot of extra enzymes, a lot of extra vitamins and minerals, of everything you need to keep that repair process up and to keep the body in a healing state. When you're wearing the body down like that, different bacteria within the GI, so some are commensal and some are parthenogenic. Some commensal can turn into parthenogenic, but it allows those opportunistic bacteria to turn opportunistic and overgrow within the GI. And when those particular bacterium take over, it's known that they grow their roots right through the GI wall and the GI lining. They create more of an acidic environment and really break down the immune system even more. So it ends up being a vicious cycle. And so that is huge. And it's not just limes or mold. Anything that really affects the immune system can allow this shift in your microbiome, a shift in the bacterium that will directly lead to a leaky gut syndrome. So you can think of any trauma, any elaborate hospital stay, or if you had maybe went to Mexico and had a bacteria come in or a parasite come in, something that's constantly using up extra energy and using up your extra resources trying to repair and to heal, and all working within that immune system. And that is for like what can just kind of start it. You make it through a majority of life, you're like, oh, now something happened. But for a lot of people, it starts way back at childbirth also, when you're creating, your GI isn't really fully developed until 3 years old. And so cesarean versus vaginal birth or breastfed versus bottle fed, if you had to take a lot of antibiotics for ear infections or during birth or for any reason afterwards, how do these affect? If you've had to take any pharmaceutical in general, young years of life, those are shaping the blueprint of the microbiome in your immune system. And so for some, leaky gut can start very, very young. And even addressing it with children helps for a lifelong of recovery and how much work that really takes. So thinking about that building and that microbiome for what causes it. So what's going to weaken your immune system, weaken your systems? And then on the other hand, what builds it? So what really builds the body and our immune system, it's the vitamins, it's the minerals, it's the enzymes. It is a whole healthy foods, really. It's your vitamin C, it's your B vitamins, it's your zinc, so we get the majority of those through our food. So we want to make sure that we're getting really healthy food to increase that immune system. But it also is what feeds the microbiome. So what if you're wanting to feed the commensal bacteria or more of the opportunistic pathogenic bacteria, and the food will play a huge role. Eating food that the body can digest and the body can utilize can really help support the entire system, give it what it needs to heal. Where if your diet is full of fast food or packaged foods and not enough water or rarely any vegetables, you are creating another acidic environment with a lot of fillers and synthetics and a lot of properties that the body really can't intake, and causing more inflammation. And this is where a vicious cycle can kind of take in on what causes it. That everything is really, really connected. And if you're doing 2 out of the 3 right, maybe your body can kind of fight it, and the body will repair relatively quickly. Where for others, if they don't take care of yourself, and say you have Lyme start, or you move into an apartment with mold, or something that starts to really have an impact on your immune system, you can go down that leaky gut hole a lot sooner or a lot quicker, because you're not giving yourself time to really allow the body to repair itself, or giving it the vitamins and minerals that it needs for the repair. So we talked about the antibiotic use. We talked about external factors that can start leaky gut, the pathogenic balance of your microbiome that can contribute to leaky gut. An acidic environment in general, and I brought that up a few times, is really known to create some inflammation and move those junctions within your cell walls kind of apart. Same with caffeine and same with carbonation. So be mindful of those. And that's also the difference if you're talking like caffeine and carbonation. If you're not drinking carbonation all day, every day, you have the carbonation, it kind of separates it, kind of irritates it a little bit, but as soon as you're done drinking it, the body repairs it, you move on. It's not a leaky gut syndrome, even though you may have caused a separation where a particle could enter into the bloodstream at that point. The body is really designed to heal itself, and how quickly can you turn that around? So want to make sure I'm not missing anything with really what causes leaky gut. Definitely a few, and a lot of them will end up playing onto each other. And also keep a good attitude, because that mental health, the thoughts and depression versus joy, it creates a acidic environment within the body, or more of a base environment in the body. And as I brought up a few times, that environment is what allows different bacterium to live in it, and also assists the immunity, and also allows for those junctions to stay tight or to kind of stay farther away. Well, I hope you enjoyed, learned a lot. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed. Visit freedomfromleakygut.com to reserve your seat to my free training on understanding and repairing leaky gut.